Artificial intelligence is coming our way. In a lot of ways, it's already here. It's only getting more robust and more adept at doing more things, and that means it impacts people who do things for a living. All of us who have jobs, everyone's paying close attention to the impact of AI on the economy, on the workplace. We want to bring in right now Michael Morris. He is the global head of platform and talent at Randstad Digital. It's a recruiting firm. Michael, thanks for joining us. And let's start here. What has been, in your experience, the impact of AI on the job market?
Yeah, thanks, Zach. I'm happy to be here. So we have a global view where we operate in over 39 countries across disciplines that include professional, operational, digital, and enterprise. And what we're seeing is definitely a two-sided marketplace. So anything to do with AI is certainly skyrocketing, is one way to say it. We see that up to a three times growth rate of jobs related to AI. So think about your skilled trades, which will be things like in the HVAC, electrical, welding, construction areas, specifically for these data centers, but also in the digital roles that follow that. There's also a huge growth in anything that's connected to the AI boom.
Michael, one of the things that we hear a lot from both proponents of the AI industry's boom and opponents of it, the proponents will say, hey, this is great. We're building all these data centers, and that means you get these knock-on effects of all the jobs needed to create those data centers, blue-collar jobs, trade jobs. Opponents will argue that that is true, but those jobs are only for a relatively temporary period. Once the data centers are built, those tradespeople are no longer needed at anywhere near the size and scope to maintain the project versus how many were needed to build that data center. Do you see that shaking out in the data and the work that you do?
Personally, I do not. I think that we've shown as a society that when demand spikes, it continues to stay there for quite some time. So I wouldn't expect that our demand for AI is going to reduce. So these jobs are going to continue going for quite some time. I mean, I would say for years to come, we're going to be consuming as much as we can, as fast as we can.
What would you say to more white collar workers, office workers who probably spend a lot of time at their desk working on a computer, maybe working in spreadsheets, the kind of things that AI is already awfully adept at doing, and maybe those folks are a little worried about losing their jobs down the line?
Yeah, Zach, I think it's a great question. And there's certainly going to be a number of jobs that are displaced. There's no doubt about that. There'll be jobs and specifically tasks behind those jobs that are going to be displaced at a pretty fast rate. But to counter that, there's going to be a lot of demand for these new multiplier skills, we like to call them, things that are going to be AI enabled and help us to do more, help us to get more accomplished. Our view is that in the short term and certainly in the long term, the growth of those new skills will outpace that displacement. So ultimately, we think this is going to be positive for both the professional and the skilled trades.
What would be your message to high school students, college students? How can they best position themselves to succeed in this new and it feels like almost by the day changing job market?
Yeah, I mean, change is here to stay. It's going to continue changing rapidly. I mean, my advice is certainly you got to weigh your options and pursue what you're passionate about. A lot of people tend to think that, hey, I've got to go a 4-year degree path or I've got to go the skilled trades path. I don't think it's one or the other. I think you're going to see a lot of people that go through 4-year degrees enter the skilled trades, and vice versa. There's a lot of opportunities for learning these days beyond the traditional paths. So I think it's follow what you're passionate about. The one thing that I will say is that you have to embrace technology. You have to embrace AI as a tool to accelerate your career. It's not a skill. It's not a role. It's a foundational piece of technology that will help you just like any other tool does.
I think you said it well here. Change is the constant. So get ready for it, like it or not. We are in an era of change. Michael Morris, Global Head of Platform and Talent at Randstad Digital. Michael, thank you for your time and your perspective. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Zach.